Hey guys, today I'll be showing you another restoration project I've been working on, and this video is for Charles, who owns this really nice Memorymoog Plus. This one's actually got a bit of a backstory to it. So Charles has owned this thing a very long time, and if I'm not mistaken, he actually bought this one brand new. And about 20 years ago it bit the dust, and it just, it was just dead. It was just completely dead, it wouldn't boot up, nothing. And so back in that time he sent it to some really well-known techs, and they couldn't really repair it either. And so I kind of ended up with it. I was like, what am I getting myself into with this one? But it actually, it turned out to be a really good challenge, and it was definitely, it had just a stack of problems. So I won't get real technical in it, but basically what this one had was it had a bad processor, some bad shutdown circuitry, some bad logic circuits in the computer, some bad decoders. The computer was dead, basically. The computer was completely dead. So what I did to this one is I downgraded it to a standard using an EEPROM set I have that I use for debugging purposes. And that way I can eliminate the expansion board, which has the MIDI, all the circuitry needed to run the MIDI and the sequencing and the extra RAM and all that kind of stuff. So I basically downgraded his computer and did some troubleshooting and found all those faults. Got the computer running, and then went through the demugs, which also had tons of problems, and rebuilt it as well. And then basically at that point I just did a restoration. I go through all the circuitry like I normally do, changing chipsets that I commonly see fail, recalc of electrolytics, full calibration, not just voice calibration but the full calibration, power supply rebuild. And I also do some things in these things too to reduce current draw, so you can still run the original power supply and it runs much cooler. It's a big improvement. But anyways, did all that, and then once I got everything fully working, I gave it 12-hour burn-in to make sure everything still worked okay, and then that's really it. So 12-hour burn-in, clean the chassis real good, detail it. That's the last thing I do. So I actually conditioned the wood on this one. It was really dry. And there's a few little areas you'll see where it's got some issues. I think it's an ATA case, it looks like to me, and that foam kind of attached to some places, but it cleaned up very nice. Put a lot of conditioning in this wood, and you can just kind of see how clean it looks there. Looks really good. Once again, just a few little areas that looks a little weird. The side panel's cleaned up real good. I'll walk around back here. That cable down there. But yeah, cleaned everything up real good for you. And just show you, this is your serial number too, 3572. So that's your serial number. Walk on around here. You see how nice and clean everything looks there. We'll walk back around here, and I'll show you the voices work. So first of all, I'll just show you auto tune. So we hit auto tune. Takes it a few seconds to run auto tune. You can see it says 6 tuned. So you got all 6 tuned voices. Now I'm actually going to go in debug mode, and I'll show you that all the oscillators are working per voice. So we'll set this thing up here for a normal control interface here. Turn that off, turn that on. We'll start with oscillator 1, so we'll turn oscillator 1 up, open the filter up. And so we'll just focus just on oscillator 1 right now. I'm going to go into debug mode. Actually, we'll first hit C5, enter. And what this does, for those that don't know, it centers these electronically in the computer. So your frequency detunes for oscillator 2 and 3 are now centered, dead on in the computer. And then what we'll do, go C4, enter. And so now we're in actually debug mode, and we can cycle through the voices. So I'm just going to hit a note and let you hear oscillator 1. So you can see there's all 6 voices of oscillator 1, oscillator 2, as you can hear, it's oscillator 2, and then we got oscillator 3. As you can hear, it sounds really good. You combine all these oscillators together. You hit mono mode. So as you can hear, it sounds really good. And we'll go back out of here. I'm going to put the camera on the tripod down. I'll walk you through some of the sounds just to let you hear this thing as an actual unit now. Give me just a second, plug my camera in. My battery's not real healthy on this camera. There we go. So anyways, we'll start with preset 1. We'll just reset preset 1. So here we go through the... Shift works. And I did build one special program in this one, is Zero, because Zero is actually just a test patch, and I just always like to create something unique on Zero for my clients. Just something kind of fun I've started doing here recently. But we'll go down an octave here, back to -1 in the octave here, transpose. And you can just kind of hear this really cool patch. So what you're actually hearing here is you're hearing a unconditional contour. So that means that the contour is going to follow its ADSR even when I release a note. It's going to continue to follow through it until it goes to release time. And I've got the oscillator set up to a third and a fifth, if I'm not mistaken. And you can just kind of hear how this sounds. So that's a frequency control I've got set with a filter control or voice modulation. We'll turn that down, and then also something I've done with the same patch is I fixed where you engage filter and you play with, I'll say, a 3 amount, which is engaging L-film frequencies or frequency modulation into the filter. So anyways, you can hear just how great this thing sounds. That's just one patch I built, but all the others are factory presets. So that's preset 1 you heard earlier. We'll go to preset 2. This is one of my favorite presets. It's really low. This is also a good time to show you that your actual sequencer works. So we'll hit CC Enter, which puts you in sequence mode. The reason I like to use this preset is because it's a Keith Emerson patch, and that horn is very much Keith Emerson. So go to 1, bank 1 on here, and then hit start. So anyways, you can hear that's your sequencer data working, and of course you got some some different sequences. All these have like preset sequences I load into these things. Just something I found in a tape from Moog. Anyways, you can hear how that works. So we'll go back out of sequencer. So now we're back in the LFO source here. You hear it's back to normal here. Preset 3. Kind of a vocal organ. Really good sound. That's preset 5, and it's using oscillator 3 as an LFO source, and it's still tracking the keyboard. That's where you hear those different frequencies. Preset 7, here's preset 8. This oscillator sync. That's preset 8, preset 9, preset 10. I'm going to go to some better presets here. This is 21. This is a pads, which I really love. Preset there. I will go to 61. And this is actually one I like to edit because what I like to do this one, I like to go to keyboard mode and make it reset. And what this does, it actually makes the voices respond monophonically as you reset notes. I'll give you an example. So we're going to open that filter up a little bit. An octave on oscillator 1. And I'm going to put some glide on it. So you'll hear it's actually like a... preset there I like to have fun with. I think 31's a good one. So that's preset 31. So here's one with the same unconditional contour, so you'll hear the contour follow. And this one also has keyboard follow, so that means the envelope times will be shorter depending on where you are in the keyboard. So upper notes will be shorter than lower notes. It's a longer time frame. Beautiful machine. I absolutely love the Memorymoog because all these features it has. Another organ. Weird one. That's actually using oscillator 3 along with a that's it edited. But what you heard there was actually using oscillator 3 in the voice mod as well as the filter contour in the voice modulation, so you get the rise time plus the LFO effect of oscillator 3. Here's a cool one. So here's a monophonic patch. You hear your pitch and mod wheel work great. But you can set your adjustment of your pitch wheel by this pitch bend mod. Zero, so you have no effect. Same thing with the mod wheel. You've actually got a control here. I want to explain this a little bit because this gets confusing to a lot of people. They think the modulation amount controls the amount of the mod wheel. It's not the case. The mod wheel is going to work full regardless. This knob is actually very handy when you want to program a sound that has modulation from the LFO, and you don't have to remember where you have to set this wheel to have that modulation. So for example, we can turn the wheel all the way down. We can use this and program this. When we save a patch, it'll actually save this pot position. So you can always have a little modulation without having to remember where this wheel has to be set for that preset. Of course, the wheel still works too, so you can engage even more modulation. So a really handy feature there as well. So that's preset 55. It's another kind of weird one. Preset 56. Cool filter sweep there. 61. So here's your arpeggiator. Of course, you can edit this arpeggiator too. You can actually go turn that arpeggiator on. I like 9 on the keypad. It's actually last note latched. You can hit that and you can hit hold. Slow it down. We'll just slow it down here. And we'll go here. Bring this guy up. So we can go back here and we're still in hold mode, so you can hear I've got a turn hold off. So you can just hear some of the editable stuff in this unit as well. You can edit all kind of stuff. Excuse the train going by. But anyways, that's just a few presets for you, a few edited things there. But just want to take a minute here and go over your unit for you, Charles, and for anybody else that might be curious about this unit or interested in watching. But as always, guys, I appreciate you watching, and there'll be more to come here very soon. Take care.